It was a review sparked by tragedy. Today, Cycling New Zealand and high-performance sport officials fronted up with the findings of their inquiry following the sudden death of former track cyclist Olivia Podmore last year.
The Minister for Sport, Robertson, says change is coming, but cycling's second review, in the space of just 4 years, has provided few answers for Olivia's family. Andrew Gordy reports.
9 months on from her tragic death, Olivia Podmore's family are still hurting and they're angry at the people who oversaw the environment that broke her.
A more sincere apology in person would have been a bit more acceptable rather than just an email letter of condolence.
And they're still waiting for answers after officials fronted up today with the findings of another review, this one sparked by her death.
I totally understand why this report doesn't give them the answers they're looking for, because that ultimately is the job of the coroner.
We absolutely apologise to them for that grief and trauma. No one can underestimate or understand what they must be going through. I'm a dad. I get it, you know, it would be the worst thing in the world.
Michael Herring QC was back today, 4 years after his first review of cycling's high-performance environment. Olivia Podmore was a key contributor, detailing her experiences in a toxic environment from 2016 to 2018. This review found other athletes are still suffering trauma from those experiences.
That shocked us.
I am sorry people are still suffering trauma, and we will do all that we can to support them into the future.
The key theme of this review was that cycling's high-performance system prioritises medals over well-being. Nowhere has that felt more than the sports base in Cambridge, which the review found removed athletes from their support networks and left athletes feeling isolated and trapped in a pressure cooker environment, with increased costs of living having serious impacts on mental health.
How would you feel about sending your own child to Cambridge?
Well, clearly things have changed quite a lot since the report was and the inquiry started.
So now you'd have no concerns about sending your own child?
The review also highlighted that high-performance athletes earn significantly less than minimum wage. Calls for change, though, were today met with a stubborn response.
Does the model, which has traditionally put medals before people, fundamentally need to change?
So you're right, traditionally, that's not what we're doing anymore.
The funding model for High Performance Sport New Zealand has been completely overhauled over the last couple of years.
Those words will come as a concern to athletes who participated in the latest in a long list of reviews, all of them involving High Performance Sport New Zealand.
Why isn't your organisation learning the lessons?
I think we are. I think we are. I think that's
Do you think that's been demonstrated?
I do.
Change is coming, but I am never going to defend some of the things that I've read in that report.
Hopefully it'll be the last for Cycling New Zealand.
Gosh, Andrew, a lot to unpack there, but how's Olivia's family and when are they finally going to get some answers?
Yeah, they could be waiting a while yet, unfortunately. We're not expecting the coroner's report to be completed and available for several months, possibly up to a year. But the key thing they really want is they want some positive change. And look, anecdotally, we're hearing that things are getting better, but there are certainly some serious problems that need to be addressed that are detailed in this 104-page report that took a long time to get through, believe me. Look, some major concerns already we're hearing this afternoon about some of the things you heard there from Robertson and Raelene Castle, the idea that the high-performance funding model has changed. That's certainly news to some of the people I've spoken to, so it sounds like that needs further explanation. Also detailed in here, a culture of shoulder tapping and jobs for mates. Curious then that Cycling New Zealand's gone ahead and appointed Kieran Smith, she's the former Secretary-General of the NZOC, as Transformational Director for Cycling New Zealand over the next 12 months. Now, she's got strong credentials, no doubting she's perhaps the right person for the job, but it's that lack of process that really seems to be raising some concerns here. There's also an identified need for an independent athlete's body, giving them an athlete's voice, I suppose. We're very used to it in sports like rugby, cricket, netball, not so common in Olympic sports. So